Thanks for joining me. This is Dee Dee Morris. Today, I will be comparing the Venus flytrap with narcissism. I feel it makes an awesome metaphor, and I'd like to share it with you. Let's begin. Venus flytraps are the speed demons of the plant world. These carnivorous plants snap shut their two-lobe traps in a tenth of a second to capture an insect meal, which they then devour. How they do it is not fully understood at this time, but new research is exploring the mechanisms that allow a plant to become a predator. The Venus flytrap became carnivorous mainly to survive the nutrient-poor soil of its native habitat. To get the nutrition it needs, the flytrap lures insects into the jaws of its trap. The trap's reddish interior and small, sweet nectar secreting glands along its rim trick the insects into thinking they have found a new flower. The side of the trap has 3 to 4 sensor hairs. The insect must touch a hair twice or at least touch 2 hairs within 20 seconds for the trap to snap shut. This allows the trap to avoid snapping shut on raindrops, on false alarms, or just any old stimuli. The first time a hair is triggered within the trap, an electrical signal is sent along the surface of the trap. The energy of this first signal is stored away. When the second touch occurs, it also generates an electrical signal. Now, together, the energy from both these signals pass along the threshold which is required for the trap to respond. It snaps shut. After the trap is shut, the plant turns into an external stomach. It seals itself and no air gets in or out of the trap. Glands within the trap produce enzymes that digest the insects. First, the enzymes digest the exoskeleton of the insect, then the glands digest the nitrogen-rich blood within the insect or prey. The digestion takes about several days depending on the size of the insect. And once digestion is complete, the leaf reopens. But by this time, the insect is a shadow skeleton of itself that is easily blown away by the wind. With that all being said, I will now be relating the Venus flytrap to narcissism. So, similarly to the Venus flytrap being speed demons of the plant world, narcissists are speed demons within our world. Narcissists move very quickly when they're attempting to trap their prey. Narcissists don't hesitate if they feel that they are on to prime supply. They figure out ways to secure high-grade supply. They target supply. They scope out who would be best suited for their self-absorbed diabolical agenda. Narcissists come on with love bombing. They idealize. They put, their target on a pedestal. Very quickly, they attempt to secure victims to devour. Now, just like Venus flytraps, sometimes narcissists are unable to be fully or 100% understood because for people with empathy or people with a conscience or who display remorse naturally, it's hard to fathom another being closely resembling you who don't feel the same or don't have the same capabilities emotionally and socially as you do. So, that's the hard part to comprehend, just like with the Venus flytraps. Researchers and scientists are still trying to understand them as well. How they also become predators within the plant world. Now, the Venus flytrap became carnivorous because they exist in environments and habitats with ground that doesn't have much nutrients. So they figured out a way to get more nutrients, which is eat insects instead of relying on the soil. It is said that narcissists, are developed within environments or families that neglected them emotionally, or where they didn't receive proper human care or were abused. So they have naturally evolved into or developed or created mechanisms to survive and protect themselves, which turns everyone else in their environment to prey. So this creates predators out of narcissists, just like the Venus flytrap becomes a predator within its environment. So, like the narcissist, Venus flytrap lures its insect with sweet smelling nectar and sticky nectar, like the narcissist, with sweet words or sweet gestures and love bombing. Like I said, idealizing is their method of choice or motives of choice of how to lure their potential target victim or prey into their world, their fantasy world. Now, what narcissists do, similar also to the Venus flytrap, is they test their victims with different tools of manipulation, such as testing the victim's boundaries, testing their level of empathy, testing how giving the target is, how much the target is willing to provide, whether it's time, energy, a listening ear, financially. Otherwise, narcissists are looking to gain and not to replenish. Reciprocity is not a part of the narcissist mission or agenda or final outcome. So, once the narcissist has, tested the target, just like how the fly trap tests his prey by allowing the prey to trip the trigger or sensor hairs at least twice, or at least two sensor hairs, they want to make sure that when they close shut, they're not wasting their energy, and it is real, and it's real prime high grade source of nutrients for the narcissist, high grade source of narcissistic supply. They test their victims, make sure it's high grade supply, and then they snap shut on the victim. Once they feel like they have target secured and in place, narcissists begin to target. Just like being a fly trap, narcissists devalue, degrade, put you down, gaslight you, triangulate. They have so many tools of abuse that they use to try to break down your strength, your confidence, the qualities that make you so very attractive and nutrient rich to the narcissist. They want to break down your empathy. They want to harden your heart. They want to put your fire out. They want to snuff out your energy, your happiness, your joy, steal your identity, and just kill your spirit, and sometimes, in some cases, kill you at the end of the day, whether indirectly through illness, through you harming yourself, or physically. They will hurt you fatally. So once the narcissist has broken you down, just like how the Venus flytrap digests, breaks down the exon of their prey, narcissist no longer finds you nutritious. They have sucked all of the rich, second and strong energy giving life force from you. The Venus flytrap opens its trap and lets the wind blow the empty skeleton of the insect away. Like the narcissist, they discard you at your weakest moments, after they've broken you down, after you're exhausted, your confidence is low, your self-esteem is damaged or severely diminished within their toxic environment, just like this Venus flytrap does, isolate you within that toxic environment. They don't let the good things in. They don't let any good in that perhaps friends, support systems, families, your self-sufficiency would allow. They only want to keep you trapped in their space where there only exists toxicity and abuse. That's how they break you down in that toxic environment, like the Venus flytrap. Once they're done with you, like I said, you're blown to and fro in the wind. Once they've broken you down, they discard you. Now you are feeling abandoned, out in the wind, just being blown to and fro like a leaf in the wind or a feather in the wind. Now they don't care. They only look back when they feel like you perhaps have become stronger over time. They can get more nutrient supply from you. They only look back if their new sources of supply has failed them. They're feeling alone. They're feeling vulnerable, or they look back to see, if you're still down and out, and they get sadistic pleasure from you being in a sunken place. Just like the Venus flytrap, narcissism is the perfect metaphor, in my opinion. Know what you're dealing with. Do your research. If you need professional help, get that. Speak to a trusted friend, acquaintance, confidant, mentor, coach. Get support in building your strength up. Get support in building that nutrient-rich, self-confident authenticity that you lost during the abuse while interacting with a narcissist, a cluster B personality type, sociopath, etc. So that it can give you, a different perspective on narcissistic abuse, because all perspectives on this matter is so very vital for grasping this insidious and diabolical disorder. I hope you were enlightened by this video. Please leave your insightful comments below. Don't forget to check the description box for more information and my channel's homepage. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.
So many people will tell you no, and you need to find something you believe in so hard that you just smile and tell them, watch me. Learn to take rejection as motivation to prove people wrong. Be unstoppable. Refuse to give up, no matter what. Yeah, alright, hey. Everybody have a cross, is a beer farmer. So don't you ever think say you wanna. So for me tell you where I go with the next man, you're surprised your more films.